Alrighty, what is up, you guys? So this is part 3 of the racing mower build. So today at work, today is Saturday and it's like 3 o'clock. I clocked out like 10 minutes early, so I just decided to pick up a new key switch. So I don't owe anybody no money. So if you're the first comment, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna keep the 50 bucks. But anywho, I picked up a key switch, the closest one that we had. So the only thing I'm going to have to do is just switch some of some of the wires around. That's pretty easy to do. You just get a flat blade screwdriver, slip it in there, slip the wire out, and then just go around and just match up the ones that went to the old plug, and then just switch them around in that plug, and it'll work just fine. And then I don't know if I'm gonna go get new plugs or new cables, because this I might as well, because this one's spinning in there. So I'm probably gonna get up here. I'm gonna probably get new cables, so that's all nice and neat and organized. I still don't know where my ground cable went. It's like that thing just went yeet. See you. Yeah, I have no idea where that thing went. So anywho, I'm gonna have to add a ground cable because this thing does not have one, unless it's still on the block, which I don't know. So anyways, I'm probably gonna do all new battery cables, so that's all nice and neat and fresh. So I'm gonna put you guys on time lapse while I do this, so I can rock out some music. So I just stopped the time lapse because I had to go through this whole entire wiring harness just because of stupid safety switches. There was a safety switch underneath it's right somewhere. It's somewhere down in there. Didn't even see it. Unplugged that, connected them, had juice to the starter, but I didn't have power going to whatever this is, and this is kind of important. I think it goes to the stator to charge the battery, and I didn't have power to this, so I just did away with the whole plug. I'm just gonna electrical tape this whole thing. It'll be fine. But yeah, so I had to find, juice to where it clicks on the solenoid, to the starter, and then to this as well. So I got everything pretty much where it's supposed to be at. I checked this first, so I don't know if I have juice to that, but I'm sure because the solenoid clicked, so we have juice to there, and we have juice to this now. So I think we're all good now. So, and I cleaned up some of the wires, and I pulled some of the wires that I don't really need, like that one. This was for the PTO. I already looped them wires, and this wire wasn't even hooked up to anything. So this blue wire is for the lights, so I'm gonna definitely keep that just dangling, just so when we hook up the headlights with the LEDs, we can use that, or I'll just rewire that to something else. So I'm gonna throw this key switch back in it, And yeah, so let me clean up this mess. All done. Motor's in. Hopefully for the last time. Well, I mean, it's not bolted down, but it's in. So hopefully now we can just kind of shorten up these wires for that plug to plug into there, and change this over for the kill wire. I'm most positive that's the kill wire. And yeah, that should be it, and hook up the positive. So I'm going to work on this side and then do that side last, and hopefully we can hear this thing at least crank over so we can see if this thing actually turns over. And I'm going to take this off, this little shield thing, because it rubs. So we'll take that off, and pretty much the next part that you guys are going to see is us cranking this thing over, but not firing it, but seeing if it cranks over.
We get drunk, so what, we smoke weed, we're just having fun, we don't care who sees. So what, we go out, that's how it's supposed to be.
Alright, so this is where I'm at. 2 starters. The one that came off that engine is completely seized, frozen, can't do anything about it because there was a big old rat's nest or mouse nest up in there. So I went to plan B. Plan B was about as bad as plan A. It didn't have a mouse nest in it, it was just old. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. So I ordered a starter for 30 bucks off of the Amazon. So that's why you guys didn't see a crank video. You kind of see me fiddle with it for a little bit, and then I decided to end the live stream because live stream. Time lapse is because I got a big old spark from the starter, and I knew I had power running to that, and I know I didn't have anything hooked up wrong. So I took the starter off and, well, took that plate off, and then found a big old nest over on that side. Couldn't have been this side, had to been that side, and there's a whole bunch of rat turds and where they probably peed all over the starter and then seized it up. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. So this is part 3. Hopefully part 4 will have the block all nice and painted up and stuff like that. So, and then you guys will hear the first fire up. So part 4, hopefully, cross my fingers, don't promise me on it. Part 4, we'll hear this thing run off a carbon choke cleaner, maybe a little bit, and then we'll buy a gas tank and hook that up. Because, no, that gas tank's a little too small. I want a gas tank that's a little, you know, a decent good size. But, yeah, I want to hear this thing make some noise eventually. And I'm going to buy a coil, because the coil that was on this thing, after looking at it, she's a little crusty. A little crusty. So there was no way that we would have had spark. If we had spark, it would have never lasted very long. So I'm just going to get another coil. So this thing might be a little bit more reliable. So hopefully, cross my fingers, you better work, carburetor. You better work. So we're getting there. We're getting there eventually. So yeah. So I think, but we can move on to the hood and doing some of the metal work underneath on that. And yeah, so this is it for part 3. I don't know what else is going to come after this, or this might be the end. So thank you so much for watching.